Can you share some stories of how fluid running has helped people with chronic conditions or challenges, even if they don't consider themselves an athlete? How has
Yeah.
fluid running helped in recovery?
Yeah. So it's interesting. When I started this, my backstory, I was a runner and I thought, oh, this is for injured runners and so forth. And I'll be honest with you, and we've got over 10,000 customers of people users. I don't know exactly that number. That was 10,000 a while ago, but I would say 90% are not runners, to be honest with you. They're not runners. They're
Mm,
people that are coming to us because they want to be fit, they want to exercise, but darn it, something is stopping them. They try to exercise and it
mm,
hurts, whether it's just chronic pain of some sort, whether it's chronic foot pain or chronic knee pain or chronic, I mean, we get a lot of that: foot,
yeah.
knee, hip, back. Oh, and I want to share that too. I had to have
Mm,
cervical surgery after I started fluid running. It was in 2013, I think, like
mhm.
emergency spine surgery. And
Oh,
the
wow.
leading up onto that, I was in the most, I've got a high pain tolerance. I probably waited too long, but I've got some of the highest pain tolerance, but I was in such excruciating pain, nerve pain leading up into that surgery. And I tell people the only time I was not in pain was when I was in the pool fluid running. And that's the other thing that is
Yeah.
so cool about being in the water. And the reason why, when you're in the water, you're essentially floating, right? So there's zero gravity.
Mm,
On land, I always say you've got gravity and ground force kind of squashing your joints, right? But in the water, they're just your joints are like floating, right? There's zero pressure. I remember not wanting to get out of the pool because even when I was laying in bed, everything hurt. No, there wasn't a position I could get in
mm.
that didn't cause me excruciating pain. Again, I had to have the surgery, but when I was in that water, zero pressure. So anyone that has any kind of joint pain, just picture that you're
Mm.
floating joints. So we get a ton of people with just pain
Yeah.
that have tried, and sometimes, depending on what the injury or the chronic pain is, even walking hurts. Forget about
Yeah.
elliptical or
Yes.
biking or things like that. It hurts too much. Gosh, we have so many success stories. We actually just did a fundraiser a couple weeks ago for a woman who has ALS,
Mm.
and she is wheelchair bound. She can no longer walk, but it's the craziest thing. And we showed the video. She gets in the pool, she's like, I don't know, she's like, the water's magic. She's still able to get in and run in the water. She's like, I don't understand what's happening. Her story is wonderful. But then we just had a guy, he is a runner, granted, he just ran the Chicago
Mm.
Marathon, and he had to have a below knee amputation
Mm.
a couple of years ago. And he did a great majority of his training in the water because he
Wow.
would take his lower limb blade off and he could still, he had one full leg and one half leg. And he said it was fluid running that was able to get him to successfully run this marathon because he was able to
Oh,
take all the
wow.
pounding off. He's an amputee. We've a lot of breast cancer survivors that they're just in pain. Their body just hurts, and fluid running just
Mm.
feels so good. Lots of lymphedema, people who have the swelling in their lower
Mm.
legs. And I
Oh,
mentioned that,
yeah.
that hydrostatic pressure is so beautiful for that. And then we've had people with lymphedema say they don't have to wear their compression garments in the pool because it is like compression, right? So they're getting like the
Ah,
compression,
yeah.
but now they've got compression along with movement, like their lower legs are moving back and forth, and that's kicking up all that circulation. And we've had
Mm.
people with lymphedema say they get out and their swelling is so much less in the pool. So a lot of lymphedema, breast cancer. I could go on and on about all the different conditions of people with pain, illnesses. Unless you have such a disability that you're just unable to get in the pool,
Mm.
just about anybody can do this. We have the live classes here in Chicago, and then we have the app-based system that anybody could do just about anywhere.
Yes.
But we have a senior class, and we've got 85-year-olds that come on a weekly basis to do it.
Mm.
So we have teenagers. And so it's really,
For all
and
ages,
that's what we
yeah.
want it to be. It's for everybody, anybody. And one of the things, one of our lines is you could have an Olympic athlete in the pool next to his grandma, and they're both doing fluid running and getting the exact same workout that they need.
Yeah.
They're both getting like an awesome workout for their body because
Yeah.
it's as hard or as easy as you want to make it. Granted, we have workouts where we're pushing you, and there's sometimes we're saying sprint or give me 100% or 90%, but it's all up to you. I mean,
Yes.
good luck trying to sprint all out effort for 10 minutes. I don't even think you could do it. I can barely do it for like a minute, like all
Yeah.
out sprint, right? I don't know if you tried it. So my point is, it's just a matter of how hard you work. And we get people that are that have really bad chronic conditions, and for them,
Mm.
just actually, it's cute. My mother doesn't, but she's 90 years old. She calls it fluid strolling, where she gets in and she puts her belt on, and she was very slowly, but yay, good for her. She does it every day, and she's in great shape. She's not sprinting, she's not getting her heart rate to
Mm.
160, but she's moving.
Yes,
And
which
again,
is so important.
unless you have a disability that literally you are physically unable to get in the pool, you can. We've
Mm.
had people lose over 100 pounds. We've had people that needed to lose. We just put a success story of a woman who was obese her whole life. Nothing else worked, and she needed desperately to have knee surgery because of
Mm.
gymnastics when she was a youth. She's been in pain her whole adult life. But same thing. She's like, her doctor says you have to lose this weight, and she says, you tell me, how do I lose weight when it hurts to walk?
Yeah,
How do
of
you lose
course.
weight? Because you know that to lose weight, it's you got to eat healthy and exercise. You kind of need to do both.
You need both, yeah.
And then she discovered fluid running, lost 80 pounds, was able to have the knee surgery. So I know I'm forgetting, because I know we have all sorts of stories. We have a success story segment of our website where people share their success stories. But yeah, if you want a good workout and you want your body to be strong and healthy and you want to get your heart rate up, and you can do this. You really can do this.
Yes. Hello there, and thank you so much for stopping by this channel. I hope you find this content useful, and if you do, feel free to hit that subscribe button. It will really help me to reach to more people and keep this content going. Here we are journeying together, and let's see where this takes us.